That evening, two angels arrived in Sodom. As they entered the city gates at twilight, the air was thick with corruption, a stark contrast to the divine glow that seemed to surround them. Lot, who was sitting near the gate, saw them and immediately recognized they were no ordinary men. He stood up to meet them and bowed low to the ground. Lot urged them strongly, saying, "My lords, please, turn aside to your servant's house. Wash your feet and spend the night, and then you can be on your way in the morning." At first, they refused, but Lot insisted so strongly that they finally agreed and went with him to his home. He prepared a feast for them, baking bread without yeast, and they ate. But before they lay down for the night, a sinister mob descended upon the house. The men of the city, both young and old, from every part of Sodom, surrounded the house, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of torches. They shouted at Lot, demanding that he bring out the visitors so they could abuse them. Lot went outside to plead with them, even offering his own daughters to protect his guests. But the crowd only grew more enraged. They surged forward, shouting, "Get out of our way. This fellow came here as a foreigner, and now he wants to play the judge." They were about to break down the door. Suddenly, the door opened. The angels reached out, pulled Lot back inside, and shut the door firmly. Then, with a flash of divine power, they struck the attackers with a blinding light. The men outside stumbled in confusion, groping and fighting amongst themselves, completely unable to find the door. The night was filled with their frustrated cries, but the danger outside had been neutralized. Inside, the atmosphere was electric with urgency. The angels, now glowing with divine authority, turned to Lot, who was trembling with fear. Their voices were firm and commanding. "Do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Take your family and leave this place at once, for we are about to destroy it. The outcry to the Lord against its people is so great that he has sent us to destroy it." Lot rushed out to find his sons-in-law, who were pledged to marry his daughters. He begged them, "Hurry and get out of this place, because the Lord is about to destroy the city." But they thought he was joking. They laughed at his warning, refusing to believe the impending doom. As the tension mounted, Lot returned to his home, his heart heavy with their disbelief. As dawn broke, the angels grew even more urgent. "Hurry," they said to Lot, "take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, or you will be swept away when the city is punished." But even then, Lot hesitated. He lingered, torn between leaving everything behind and obeying the command. Seeing his hesitation, and because the Lord had mercy on him, the angels seized his hand and the hands of his wife and his 2 daughters. They led them safely out of the city, their grips firm and resolute as a fiery glow began to rise behind the city walls. Once outside, one of them commanded, "Run for your lives. Don't look back, and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains or you will be swept away." Then the Lord rained down fire and burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. The sky blazed with an infernal light as the cities were utterly destroyed, along with all those who lived in them and everything that grew on the land. The ground shook, and the cities were engulfed in a storm of fire, sending shockwaves of light and heat across the valley. As Lot and his daughters fled, a tragic moment unfolded. Though she had been explicitly warned, Lot's wife looked back. In that instant, as she turned her head to gaze upon the destruction, a brilliant flash of light consumed her. She became a pillar of salt, a permanent monument to the cost of disobedience, forever frozen against the desert landscape. When Lot finally reached the safety of the hills with his daughters, they looked back at the valley. Smoke rose from the land like the smoke from a furnace. The once thriving cities were now a desolate wasteland. It was a stark and powerful reminder that God judges wickedness, yet in his great mercy, he rescues the righteous. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content.